USCIS waives interviews for certain green card applicants in 2025. The policy announcement. USCIS has confirmed a major policy shift that could change the way many green card applications are processed. Beginning in 2025, specific applicants will no longer be required to attend in-person interviews. This adjustment is aimed at applicants with clean and uncomplicated cases. If no immigration violations, missing evidence, or inconsistencies are present, officers may approve applications without scheduling a traditional interview. The announcement is significant because it addresses one of the most consistent problems in the immigration system. Interviews have long been a source of extended waiting times and a key driver of case backlogs. By removing this stage for certain low-risk applicants, USCIS is attempting to reduce congestion across its system. The change is intended to free up officer time while also creating a faster pathway to approval. Why interviews were a problem? The in-person interview has historically been considered an essential part of the adjudication process. Officers used it to confirm eligibility, clarify questions, and address possible inconsistencies in an applicant's case. While useful, the interview stage has been one of the most time-consuming parts of green card processing. Thousands of applicants waited months for appointments, contributing to bottlenecks that slowed the entire system. Limited staffing meant USCIS could not keep pace with the growing demand. Delays stretched many applications well past 1 year, leaving families, employers, and individuals stuck in limbo with no clear timeline. By deciding that interviews are not always necessary, USCIS is acknowledging that some cases can be fairly adjudicated based solely on the submitted paperwork and background checks. This is a structural efficiency step. Who may qualify? Not every applicant will benefit from this policy. USCIS has clarified that only certain categories of cases qualify. These include simple, well-documented applications with no complicating factors or prior violations. If an applicant's paperwork is complete, accurate, and consistent, officers may determine that the case can be finalized without the need for additional questioning. These are the cases most likely to move quickly. Applicants with clean records, strong supporting evidence, and no gaps in documentation stand the best chance of being considered for an interview waiver. For them, the path to permanent residency may now be significantly shorter. The agency is making clear, however, that this waiver is not a guarantee. Eligibility will depend on officer discretion, and only cases that meet very clear criteria will move forward without interviews. Who will still require interviews? Complex cases will continue to require the traditional interview stage. If there are past immigration violations, inconsistencies in applications, or missing evidence, USCIS will still want to meet the applicant in person. Interviews are not being eliminated across the board. They remain a necessary safeguard in cases where clarification is essential. This ensures that decisions remain accurate, fair, and consistent with existing law and policy. Applicants with complications should expect an interview and prepare accordingly. The policy does not create shortcuts for cases where additional review is needed to protect the integrity of the process. Instead, the purpose of this policy is to target low-risk cases where interviews do not add value. By doing so, USCIS can reserve limited resources for the cases that genuinely require officer time. Impact on processing times. One of the most important outcomes of this change will be faster case processing. Applicants with simple cases may now see approvals within 6 months, far less than the traditional 1 to 2 years. Even applicants who still require interviews are likely to benefit. By removing thousands of cases from the interview pipeline, USCIS can schedule and process remaining interviews more efficiently. This creates a ripple effect across the entire system. Less congestion means shorter delays, quicker appointment scheduling, and overall improved efficiency for applicants in every category of the green card process. It is expected that families, workers, and employers will all see tangible benefits from this new approach. Shorter wait times mean more stability, fewer disruptions, and greater confidence in long-term planning. Broader modernization efforts. This policy is part of a wider modernization strategy at USCIS. In recent years, the agency has introduced online filing systems, expanded digital access, and attempted to reduce administrative burdens through process redesign. Backlogs have been a persistent issue, often leaving applicants waiting far longer than expected. Critics have pointed to outdated procedures as a key reason for inefficiency in the system. By removing mandatory interviews for straightforward cases, USCIS is directly addressing one of its biggest inefficiencies. This is not only about faster approvals but also about reallocating limited resources more strategically. The agency is under pressure to demonstrate improvements after years of rising caseloads. This change signals that modernization efforts are moving beyond digital tools and into practical, operational adjustments. Considerations for applicants. Applicants should not assume that every case will move faster. Eligibility depends heavily on how well an application is prepared and whether the file is free of complications or unresolved issues. This makes accuracy and completeness more important than ever. A properly prepared case with no missing documents is more likely to qualify for the interview waiver and be approved without additional questioning. Conversely, incomplete or inconsistent filings will almost certainly require interviews, even under the new policy. The burden remains on applicants to ensure that their cases are presented clearly and accurately. The policy does not remove the need for diligence. It simply means that applicants who submit well-prepared and straightforward filings now stand a better chance of faster resolution. The broader context. Green card processing times have been one of the most visible challenges in the immigration system. Many applicants have waited years for adjudication, with backlogs creating significant stress and uncertainty. This announcement does not solve every challenge, but it marks progress. By strategically eliminating unnecessary steps, USCIS is showing a willingness to adapt its practices to meet demand more effectively. It reflects a recognition that efficiency must be balanced with fairness and integrity. While not every case will qualify, the move has the potential to ease pressure across the system as a whole. The result may not be immediate relief for everyone, but it represents a step toward a more predictable and responsive immigration process in the years ahead. Final thoughts. The decision to waive interviews for some green card applicants beginning in 2025 is a significant development. For eligible applicants, it could cut waiting times in half and reduce unnecessary stress. For others, the change may still provide indirect benefits as USCIS reallocates resources and reduces overall backlogs. Even those still required to attend interviews may experience shorter delays in the future. This policy represents a focused attempt to make the system more efficient without compromising security or fairness. It shows USCIS is taking concrete steps to improve how it manages growing demand. Applicants should prepare carefully, maintain complete filings, and understand that discretion remains with USCIS officers. For those who qualify, however, this adjustment could bring a long-awaited breakthrough in processing efficiency. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.